right, so I'm gonna go over the syllabus here with you guys real quick, and I can go over everything. If you click on the other QR code on the sign on my door, it'll give you a link to this syllabus. So if you need it, I can also send one with your son or daughter home. But biology, of course, is the study of life. So it's going to teach the students about living things like plants and animals, bacteria, and also the life processes that happen within the bodies of those living things. The most important thing for you parents and students is here is my contact information. Uh, Calling me is fine, but obviously when I'm at school during the day, I'm with students, so it's probably not the best way to get a hold of me. But you can do that, or the best way is to email me, kurt.aroso@tulare.k12.ca.us. And if you want to talk over the phone, send me an email and we can find a good time to talk over the phone. All right, required classroom materials. Not going to need most of this stuff because I have writing utensils for the students. I have college ruled paper. I have binders. The main thing they're going to need is the Chromebook and charger every single day. Now, down here with the grading, I want to highlight here something here at the bottom. If a student is within 1%, and sometimes I'll go up to 2%, of a higher letter grade, his or her grade will be bumped up if that student shows good work habits, citizenship, etc. So if they have, say, a 58.5 or a 59%, usually that's an F. But if they show good citizenship and show some good work habits, that grade can be bumped up from 59 to a 60, which would be a D minus, or from like 68.5 to 70 to give a C minus. Same thing with a B minus and an A minus. For this class, 40% of the grade will be exams. 20 and exams can be kind of difficult. Exams are going to be basically the only thing that the students will be doing individually in my class. Quizzes, 20%, and those are usually much easier. My quizzes are usually designed to actually practice the material while you're taking the quiz, and you get multiple trials on the quizzes. So you don't just get one chance. You'll get usually 3 or 4 chances. So if you don't like your first score, take it again. If you don't like your second score, take it again. And usually by the third or fourth, they'll have a grade that they're satisfied with. 25% are labs/projects. We'll be doing a lot of labs. Some of them are virtual labs. Some of them are actual labs that we perform in the classroom. And then 15% of their grade will be classwork/homework. Pretty much if you take advantage of class time during my class, you should not have hardly any homework. Usually it'll be like a 10-minute video to watch or maybe study. But most of the work, the vast majority of the work, I just mentioned, the only thing that the students will have to do individually in class are the exams. Virtually every homework assignment, lab project, and even some quizzes are all done in groups. So in my class, the students are allowed to pick their own groups. I can adjust them as I see fit. If the groups aren't really working out, I do make adjustments. The students are allowed to pick their own groups who they want to work with, and they're allowed to work together on virtually every homework, classwork, or project and lab. So they're always working together. They're almost never working individually unless they choose to do so. And back to the syllabus, late/makeup work, extra credit. As a general rule, late work is not tolerated. So even 1 day late may lose up to half credit. Now, the good news is I don't grade things right away. So if something's due on Monday or Tuesday, I'm not going to grade it until the weekend. So if it's 1 day late, it's really almost a week late. So, and I usually don't drop half. I don't go to 50%. It's usually 10% a day. So, and then it bottoms out at 50%. So if they turn in an assignment 2 weeks late, as long as we're in that unit, once we move on to a different unit, now I can no longer accept that assignment late. But if we're still in that unit, they're going to get at least 50%. Extra credit, I give a ton of extra credit, but it's sporadically throughout the unit. So you can get extra credit for turning in exceptional work, turning in something early, going above and beyond what the normal students will do. But I do not give extra credit at the end of a semester just for the sole purpose of raising a student's grade. So you got to get the extra credit as you go through the semester. You can't get a big chunk of extra credit at the end to make up for a lot of missing work. And just a couple more things on the syllabus. One thing, technology. When we're taking exams, almost all of our tests are all on the computer these days. So obviously, when you're taking a test, no other websites or apps may be open during the entire testing session. This includes cell phones as well. The reason for this should be obvious. If they allowed me to take medical exams with my cell phone, yeah, I would pass and I'd be able to be a doctor. But you're really not supposed to be able to use things like Google when you're taking exams, because obviously an exam is a measure, it's a test to show how much of the information you remember. And if you use Google, the test is basically kind of worthless. We do have classroom pets, which I'm going to go over here in a second. In biology RTI, this really isn't C minus, because if it was C minus, there would be a ton of students in biology RTI all year. It's usually F. If you have an F, you can be assigned to mandatory lunchtime RTI. And then basically that is your son or daughter will have to come in to my room or another biology teacher's room and get all their assignments done. And they'll have to keep doing that at lunch until their grade improves to at least a D minus. So that's one thing, mandatory lunchtime RTI. And you will get a notice if your son or daughter is put into mandatory lunch RTI.
Moving back to the class pets.
Here we have the marine or saltwater aquarium. Right there you can see two clownfish. You got the orange clownfish like Nemo. You got his buddy, the black clownfish. They're both the same species. And then you can also see there's a puffer fish. He's a little saddleback puffer. There's another little tiny blue guy somewhere. He's a goby. There he is. You can barely see him in that little crack right there. I'm gonna get some new fish. You can also see the green, that's algae. I need to clean it. So I'm gonna have to get some new fish, but this is the marine or saltwater aquarium. Now here it says, my trash can, it says no trash, because this is where I keep my water. Keep the water in there, I mix it with some salt, and then it ends up going in there. The saltwater is the freshwater aquariums. This is not saltwater fish, these are freshwater fish. So you can see there's some blue, little neon blue guys, they're tetras. Those pink guys, I forget what they're called. And then these are black tetras, little guys like that. Probably need to get some more freshwater fish. Here's their food. Now, whatever you do, don't feed them without permission. Because if I had a student feed them first period, third period, fifth period, seventh period, they would eat too much food and they could possibly die. So make sure you ask for permission before you feed the fish.